Our next speaker, Mr. Ryan Fernando, is a celebrity nutritionist born in Goa, currently residing in Bengaluru, and is a celebrity nutritionist to the who's who from the sports, corporate, and entertainment industry. With an MSc in Food Biotechnology and MSc in Biochemistry, he is also a certified health coach and has a diploma in sports nutrition. He has been a speaker at various forums, workshops, universities, corporate events, seminars for coaches, and also for sports medicine specialists. He regularly writes columns for Sports Star and has a popular podcast show called Nutrition Secrets with Red FM. His guided diet plans have helped athletes achieve 2 Olympic medals, 2 Guinness Book World Records, and as latest as this week, Anurani has won the Asian gold medal in javelin throw, and I think Mandana and Harmanpreet Kaur, who follow his nutrition tips, have been part of the Indian cricket team that won us the gold medal. So let's hear it for Mr. Ryan Fernando. I request Dr. Sofia Rodriguez, Secretary of IMA Bardes, to kindly escort Mr. Ryan Fernando onto the dais, please. I will request Dr. Sofia to kindly welcome Sir with a flower as well.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ryan. Thank you, Dr. Sofia. I will now hand over the proceedings to Dr. Priyanka for her initiation. She can initiate the topic. Thank you.
Good morning to all. Whenever I try to avoid that namkeen at my friend's place, during an evening when I go to her place, I am often said, "Tu kya bhaav kha rahi hai? Tu to hamesha diet pe rehti hai." So as we see that unfortunately poor eating has become a norm and healthy eating is called dieting. And we have already seen the result in the previous talk, what has happened and where have we reached. It's such an alarming situation about non-communicable diseases. We need to remember that we are a country wherein food is called the Almighty Himself, Purna Brahma. And eating, the act of eating is called Yajna Karma, the act of offering to the body and soul. So we genuinely, it's time that we make those trillions of bacteria in our gut, let's put them to some good work, not only to make this Yajna Karma successful, but also walk the talk that we do in our clinics and enlighten our patients and help them stay away from the non-communicable diseases, which are an epidemic today. So I hand over the mic to Dr. Ryan for this talk to help us enlighten on this topic.
Thank you, Doctor. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. The first Dr. Lucky gave you a perception of how powerful your mind can be. And you have to climb to Mount Everest. Let me tell you, I'm going to be watching all your plates this afternoon at lunch. And I'm going to be taking photographs on your plate to Mount Everest. And then Dr. Geeta has actually made my session a little shorter because she said diet. She kept saying diet. And I would like to thank all the doctors over here for inviting me, chiefly my classmate, Dr. Vardhan. We played cricket together in 11th standard. I studied at Goa Medical College, my clinical... Yeah, he hit a 6 off me. So, but when he called up, my wife picked up the call at our clinic. So I have about 6 clinics, 75 dietitians. It's called GOA Nutrition Clinics. So she says, there's this Vardhan doctor who's called you from the Goa. And the first thought was, nice hook shot, hit me for a 6. That's my memory of him. But I also have a memory of a very senior doctor that you may know, and she, in my opinion, has made me a very rich nutritionist today, Dr. Shanti Pamnani. So she was the head of HOD Biochemistry. I was the only boy among 5 of us in the Masters in Clinical Biochemistry. I think the course is no longer conducted at Goa Medical College. I think we were the second last batch. And because I was the only boy, she would keep me back, send all the girls home. And I would not, I was like, why me? And 30 years later, I know why. So I want to take a little bit of time to share with you 2 parts. You, the doctor, the human being, and you, the doctor, the creator of behavior in your patients. I make a lot of money as a nutritionist because the doctors have not focused on diet as yet. And I request you to begin to focus on that. Because you can charge an extra 3,000 rupees for a diet plan. And that many places we've gone to Dubai and our business failed in Dubai. And I'll say this publicly in a forum, the doctor didn't like us charging more than what they were charging. So there is a lot of potential to changing behavior. Now why do people not listen? Because food is like Mount Everest. Indians are health loving, no health doing. But the pandemic has changed this for all of us. Yeah, I've worked with a lot of celebrities. Fardeen Khan's transformation has been the latest. I don't know if you've seen Fardeen Khan go from 103 to the weight he has at. Why do these people do it? Why do the sports stars win it? And why can't we common people not do it? It's because anyone can do it, because at the top of their Mount Everest, they already have a paycheck of a few crores. If somebody told you in this audience, I would give you 1 crore rupees on December 2024, each one of you in this room, as Dr. Geeta said, lose 10 kgs and liver improves. Everything is in the diet. As a clinical biochemist, I can tell you, we have reversed conditions. So I'll start today's lecture for each one of you. I don't want to know about the next patient that you receive, but you as a doctor are extremely valuable. If I was Prime Minister of India and you were all the generals in the army, the investment in you is very expensive. The knowledge that you have is very expensive. So I always ask people, what vehicle do you drive? Right? And I've seen doctors love to buy vehicles on their comfort. Dr. Dubashi is my upstairs neighbor. His mother used to always tell us, Abhyas kar. I didn't study much. I became a nutritionist. So I have huge reverence to doctors. So he's telling me how he changed different cars. He says, Kite problem asa, I don't keep the car, I sell it. Amazing philosophy. Amazing philosophy. Now ask you this question. You would have changed what, 5-6 cars in your lifetime already? Can you change the human body? You can't change the human body. And therefore, if you don't remember anything from today's lecture, please leave this lecture with one thought. Your body is the most expensive real estate you will ever own. You can change your house, you can change your mobile, you can change your laptop, you can change your spouse. You can change your spouse also. You can't change your kid, you can't change your parents, and you can't change the human body. This is my perspective to you. Take care of yourself first before you take care of your colleagues, your hospital, your patients. So how do we do this? And look, I know you all studied. I studied first year MBBS with you all in the same thing. Nutrition was 6 lectures. And I remember 2-3 doctors kuchi-cooing in the background and stuff like that. But the perspective here is nutrition is becoming massively scientific. And the second takeaway for you today is the bio-individuality. I named my clinic Qua Nutrition. Qua in Latin means incapacity. It means when I drink orange juice, and if you drink orange juice with a CGM device, because of my microbiome, there is a different sugar spike. There is a different glycemic response, which means the orange has a said glycemic index, but my genetics and my microbiome bring about that bio-individuality. So I challenge scientific studies because the population subset is for a group of people that may not agree with Shah Rukh Khan, Amir Khan, Ryan Fernando, Dr. Vardhan, or Dr. Vishal, or any of you doctors out here. You're bio-individual. And hence, a little bit more time to understanding your patient or you. For example, fat cells reside in your body for 8 years. 8 years. RBC is 4 months. So when you try to change behavior in patients, what behavior? Exercise behavior and diet behavior, unfortunately a prescription pad will not work. If it worked, you'd be prescribing diet left, right and center. Now why doesn't it work? What's the logical thought next? It's because 99.99% of the planet doesn't climb up to Mount Everest. And the biggest temptress on the planet is your taste buds. The biggest temptress on the planet is your taste buds. And finally, all of us eat out of love and culture. I came home, I refused to eat at home. Tu vodle nutritionist hai. You can't eat bread. All your life you are a pav wala. You ate bread at breakfast, lunch, dinner. I've written a book called Weakless because I did my DNA test. My nutrigenomics has told me I'm gluten intolerant and lactose intolerant. At the age of 34, I found out this. After years of producing Clearasil in my body, applying it and producing it, nothing happened. My adult acne, you can still see it on my face, scarred. What was the thought process? Arey Baba, bread doesn't agree with you. No, but you're born in Goa, no? Hello, but my father is Tamilian. And then when I did the ancestry gene, get this, I have 9% Rajasthani gene. I have 17% Telugu gene. God knows which grandfather banged which grandmother where. So this thing that I am culturally from Goa was, I may have learnt here for the last decades. So Dr. Geeta made this point, you eat local. I would enhance that point a little further. Nutrigenomics, the science of genes, is clearly coming out data. The only problem that you can shoot me on is it's a lot of Caucasian-based data. I am awaiting the genetic research over the next decade that comes out of this population subset, and that's where you will begin to start telling your patients not what to eat, just how much to eat and timing. You have three components, doctors. Just work on portion control and work on timing. Because what to eat, orange juice works for him, orange juice doesn't work for me. That's going to be where you do the diagnostic. So why I talked about this is, I see doctors eating, and I do a lot of lectures in hospitals where I go spend 2-3 days in different hospitals around the world. They invite me and I interact with the different departments and all. The cafeteria is a place where you can observe doctors' behaviors towards diet. And there are some doctors today, and you will laugh, but you'll remember these 1 or 2 doctors, they carry their own tiffin box to the hospital. Bio-individual. I'm glad you're carrying your tiffin box. So, when you are carrying your own tiffin box, you are treating your body as a landlord. You are landlord in your own body. You are not a tenant. So this is very, very important, okay? And I've done thousands. Qua Nutrition has been around since 2010. The pandemic has changed our fortunes because people understood, hey, I've got 2 cars, 2 houses, 2 bungalows, 2 mistresses, all of that stuff, but I can't use any of this wealth if my health is not good. This is Mr. Vishnu Pai with approval from him. He was a 72-year-old, 10.3 glycemic HbA1c, okay, insulin, amputated toe, came to me for a nutrition plan. His son was doing workout and everything with me, and he told his father, why don't you go? The older people are very resistant. After 40, your mind gets into this concrete mindset, you know everything, okay? Some doctors are laughing. We just worked on body composition, walking, and changed his diet genetically. He lost 11 years in his body age. I'll give you the weighing scale that I feel every doctor in this room should have in their clinic. Not a weighing scale, a body composition scale, because you can frighten the crap out of your patients. I wish I'd brought it here today. I would have made half of you stand on it, and you would realize your birth certificate age is the wrong age of yours. You will be a good decade and a half older than your birth certificate. So we dropped 11 years in his body age. Son came back to me very happy. Mr. Fernando, this is dry fruit gift hamper. Thank you very much. And he gave me some gift vouchers for his brand and everything. So I'm like, kya ho gaya, sir? You paid me and all. No, sir. My father earns 2 crores a year as a consultant. 72. He is now thinking he's 61 years of age. Sir, 11 years into 2 crores, sir, 22 crores of wealth. So, your body is the most expensive real estate. If you are 50, 60, 70 years of age and you're a decade younger because of your exercise and your diet, now your body truly is the most valuable real estate. So I want you to spend more time tracking, use trackers for your walk, use trackers for your resting heart rate, photograph your own food for 10 days, you will become your own personal dietitian and you will change. Now, okay, you have different streams and revenues. I have medical dietitians for each stream and revenue. You can get in touch with me. I'll give you my number at the end of the presentation. But Dr. Geeta made very valuable points on diet, weight loss, exercise. So I'm not going to bore you guys because you know about this. But what I'd like to share with you is my own personal experience on magnesium. I do a lot of physical activity every day, 1.5 hours every day. Torn the meniscus at age of 48, done all of that. My wife keeps telling me, what's wrong with you? But it's a point to try and prove that the human body can still become younger. And then there was this study in America which I read. One half of the group was 72 years old. So imagine all of you are 72. Imagine all of you are 72 this side. This group was in an old age home. They put bingo, ludo, all of those games and all in the basement for the old age people to play. This group, they put a gym in the basement. This group started complaining. We are 72, we are retired. What they want us to work out and all. They did a biopsy on the quadricep muscle 6 months later. They found that the muscle regressed in age by 6 years. So if there's one thing that I would give you as a gift today, especially the women doctors, hire a personal trainer and weight train. Don't run, weight train. Walk, yoga. You need strength as you get older, and muscle is the only age reversible organ. This, if you can start doing or leading your community as a doctor in weight training, people will start following you. It's a change of momentum that we need in society, which now our current generation as doctors, you're beginning to realize. So just advocate that a little bit further. It's lovely that we can do different things. A lot of my success is because of the ability to link blood tests. By the way, the entire presentation is available at free download. I will give you a QR code at the end. Just scan it. It will take you straight to the presentation. You can download it to your phone. So you will get the whole presentation if you wish. So I worked with many film stars. I'll give you quick tips very, very quickly, okay? Glutathione. You all know glutathione, liver, glutathione peroxidase, super. It is basically the Aishwarya Rai system in your body. I also want to be Miss World, right? Glutathione is found in this plant that will grow in most of our gardens in Goa, purslane. Take this and I'll teach you a simple trick. There's something called Google Lens, doctors. Have you heard of Google Lens? When you go to Google search, on the side there'll be one camera. Click that camera, point it at a herb. Google will tell you what's the herb. Then you research the herb, you'll find out it grows in your garden. I grow this on my terrace in Bangalore and I have it once or twice a week. Doctor, what about glutathione as a nutritional supplement? In COVID time, you would have read the research papers. High dosing of glutathione helped, right? But glutathione absorption by your gut, hey, your gut is super good, my gut is not so good. So you might absorb 300 milligrams, I might absorb only 2 milligrams. So the next stage is what I feel is the new designer business for doctors. Infusions, nutritional infusions. And that is what all the film stars and Jeff Bezos and all are doing globally. So I'm just thinking, what medications you prescribe to clients today came in the 70s, 80s and 90s, and now the advancements are there, and it's becoming mainstream. I believe nutritional infusions could be something. So doctors, try it out. Glutathione is an infusion, you get younger. Spirulina, it is being hidden by the pharma industry, but if spirulina agrees with your gut, 500 to 4 grams, 5 grams a day, smells like Nala water. So I take capsules, okay, it's blue-green algae, works really, really well. By the way, I use this on all of my clients, okay. And what I've done is, I've given you the scientific studies for each one of them. So like how curcumin, now all of you know about curcumin, you know about haldi. I remember in COVID, I designed, before the vaccination came out, I designed one because I just read a paper which says that curcumin at a certain level in a petri dish, broke the prongs of the cold virus in replication. So virus is a virus. I think we suffered lesser because most of our food had haldi in it, right? So food for thought. If food can be medicine, why not start adding that as part of your prescription pad? Could your patient have a coconut water with quarter teaspoon of turmeric in it? The patients, you will understand, and you've been experiencing that, like Dr. Geeta said, no, the patients ask me, tell me doctor, I'll write down right now what I need to eat. 3-4 tips on good foods as selectors. You can't change the diet of a person. You need a dietitian, you need a nutritionist. They need to keep going to that person back again to change year-long behavior. Even if I have to change any doctor's behavior, many doctors come to me for diet plan, I'm like, dude, you have to work with me for 6 months. If I give you a blueprint, it's not that you can't follow the blueprint, it's a segment of habit, which is why diet will be the most difficult thing to change because of people's taste buds. Astaxanthin, huge amount of research in anti-aging, huge amount of research in cancer. It's available as a nutritional supplement, 4 milligrams. I can actually write down a whole thing that you can do as a doctor. Do it for 1 year, take photographs of your skin, take photographs of your body composition, and we can actually do an age reversal of your own self. Very, very possible. Collagen is number 1, especially for the women. 6 weeks of collagen. Now, people will say type 1, type 2, type 3 collagen. Listen, we don't absorb collagen. We absorb the amino acids. The pool of amino acids in collagen and the pool of amino acids in whey protein or the pool of amino acids in mutton is different. What is happening is people are not dietary disciplined to eat the quantity that they require. Till today, medicine is a very scientific topic. You have a disease, you have a diagnosis, you have a medication, you have a therapeutic dosing, and you know the period of time to get the outcome of that result. Diet is not like that. Because of the genetics, because of the behavioral impact of a client being disciplined to the dosing of food as a medicine. But for me, collagen, amazing on skin, and I'm saying this to all the women in the organization, fine line wrinkles reduced by up to 67% in 6 weeks on dosing with collagen. Bone broth soup. Somebody mentioned Portuguese culture earlier when we were there. Bone broth soup is huge in European culture and the Mediterranean diet. Use that for your soft tissue, joints, ligaments, skin, all of that. Amla, there was a research paper, triglycerides, LDL and VLDL was reduced by 15 basis points on 2 amlas every morning in a group of about 700. I've linked this study over here. I've actually put the study over here. And so for heart markers, amla really works. I hate amla. So what I do, organic amla powder, I buy organic amla powder, I toss it every morning first thing into my mouth and then wash it down with water. That's there. So that's my statin reducer to keep my cholesterol low. I'm not saying that somebody has high cholesterol can do it, but could you do medical prescription and purposely give a diet prescription? Because I'll tell you what patients do when they come to us and I want to stop my medication. I'm like, you can't do that. Go back to your doctor. They hate me for sending me back to the doctor to reduce the dosage because we're doing before and after. No, I don't want to go back to the doctor. He'll not reduce the dose. I said, but he's the boss. He will tell you whether it's safe to stop taking the medication or not. So if you start adding a few foods over there, almonds boost HDL, baked beans, all our legumes and beans change the microbiome. Mark my words, you will start reading research papers that come out which will be changing all of this. Okay, there's selenium, Brazil nut, very good. Okay, fasting is amazing. Fasting is amazing. The latest research that is coming out, 30 hours is the sweet spot of fasting, which cleans up mitochondria, which are old, biosynthesis, LDL, lipoprotein A, lipoprotein B levels all fall down. I would love for you to report back to me if any of you are able to do a 30-hour fast. Very simple. You finish eating today at 5 o'clock in the evening, then distract yourself till you go to sleep with everything except food. Don't surround yourself with your friends because they say, come, let's go eat cutlet bread at De Silva's on Miramar Road. Is that guy still over there? Huh? So this side, yes. So these are the guys who are exercising, eating cutlet bread and exercising. But there will be proponents of fasting. Please try it on yourself and please report back to me on the body scale of fat percentage. Just 3 months of fasting once or twice a week, does it improve your lipid profile and does it drop your body fat percentage? The reason it does, but I tell people practice it because a lot of people say, no, I don't think it works. The problem for all vegetarian people is collagen is bone broth. I forgot this. So there's a way to make veg collagen by putting these fruits together. By the way, the presentation is available to all of you. These are the normal things: haldi milk, kald. Kald is very famous in this part of the world. Kada, fermented rice kanji. I love kokum water for this. Now the thing is, it's very nice to give these snippets, but where do we practice it in our real life? I have observed people. I go to restaurants, I observe people. You will put all the food on your plate that is not linked to phytonutrition, which is the vegetables or the fruits. And that's what Dr. Geeta said in the first session. Simple doctors, reduce your carbohydrate. So you're putting rice on your plate, put a teaspoon lesser. Today makes Siddhartha Goa sweat by finishing off all the vegetables. They'll be like, "Arey yaar, this is the first conference, the chicken didn't go and the mutton didn't go and the fish didn't go, but the vegetables went." Okay, this is my secret in my clinic. I do the omega test. It's an omega blood test to check the levels of omega-6 to omega-3 to then determine the change of oils in the diet. In mothers, we do testing of DHA in the breast milk. I do the microbiome testing, poop analysis. You know, rheumatoid arthritis is latest linked to a causative factor in the microbiome. So we are slowly experimenting in our clinic in changing the diet factor, and we're seeing RA factor actually dropping. So it will be wonderful for those of you who have your own hospitals or clinic, hire 2-3 dietitians, tell them your only job is to keep talking to the patient, and this is the diet I want, and put your patients on 90 days of therapeutic diet, day 1, day 45, day 90. You will see fantastic results coming downwards. So suddenly you develop a protocol that's to your name, start disseminating that to patients out. Then the patient will be like, this has worked, what next? Then go into diagnostic testing with patients. Do you want to do your genetic testing? Do you want to do your microbiome testing? Right now they're expensive. The microbiome is about 20 grand and the genetic test for the nutrition one is about 15 grand or so. So it is still not in the reach of the common man, but I expect with Reliance investing in genetic companies and microbiome companies, we will get it at 2,000 to 5,000 rupees by 2025. This is the weighing scale I want you to buy. I have no commercial allegiance, but I have been using it for a decade. It's the Omron Carrada HBF 965. So again, I'm sending this presentation to you. Now, why you should have this weighing scale? It gives you fat percentage and muscle percentage, visceral fat, which doctor talked about in the previous, where all the fat sits on top of the organs, the heart, the liver, the kidney, everything. So what happens is, it's a non-invasive diagnostic tool. So all these patients that come into your clinic, you look at them, you already know they are fat. You know they have a problem because they are fat. You know they have a problem because they can't close their mouth. So one day somebody came to me, Ryan sir, क्या करने का है? बहुत मोटा है, क्या करने का है? मुंह बंद करो, गाना गाओ. People are not aware. There are 3 genes: overeating gene, snacking gene, and emotional eating. I do that in my clinic. And then people confess, yeah, you know what, when I'm very stressed out, I'm an emotional eater. I have got the snacking gene. 9 o'clock in the evening, I am there. My wife's like, what are you doing looking in the fridge and talking to the fridge? Nobody in the kitchen, nobody in the house, I'm talking to the fridge. I don't know how many of you do this, but it's a snacking gene. It's evolution that made me to move from continent to continent and keep snacking. I think, okay, this is a gold mine of a book. It is 600 pages, personally compiled by me and my team, of 89 foods with their scientific study on how these foods are actually drugs and the dosing in them. I can't present this, it's too long, but that's the QR code. It's a flip book on a public domain website. I believe in sharing knowledge. My team put it together. So simple things like, I learned that pomegranate contains beta-sitosterol, which in a 1-year study where the participants had a full glass of pomegranate juice with the seeds. Now diabetic, remove the juice and take out only the seeds. Blend the seeds and eat the seeds. The carotid intermedia thickness went down by 36%. So for me, reversal is at that level. So please find the time if you can to get this. And I think this is, yeah, this is the scan for the entire presentation. So if you take the QR code of this scan, I'll get out of the way. Or you just take the mobile number and you will get a wonderful lady at a clinic by the name of Devika. Just say I played cricket with Ryan and I hit him for a 6, I will call you back. I'll keep it up over here. And that's me and my presentation. So if I can just summarize. I can do 25 hours with you on nutrition and convince you that nutrition works on yourself and your patients. The simplest thing is you start working on yourself first. The magical thing is to walk, not run. Get the weighing scale to check your visceral fat and your body age. And you can reduce your body age by at least a decade in 1 year of hardcore eating. Eating properly, exercising properly. Third is begin to start writing prescriptions of portion control to your client and timing to your client. Try and add fasting in there. So if they're religious, ask them which day of the week do you believe Vishnu, Shiva, Brahma, or if you're a Muslim, Ramzan through the day, or if you're Christian like us, my grandmother fasted on Fridays. But we don't do it anymore. Why Friday, Good Friday? Now I am like lazy, so I have to scientifically convince myself to fast. So write a prescription where from a religious point of view, which is your holy day, and do that 24 hours. What to eat? Just say green tea, water, and maximum if your patients are on antacids and all of that stuff, cucumber. Final point, look at nutritional supplements from a deficiency point of view, asking for vitamins and minerals. I think the key cause for lifestyle diseases is what is the word that doctor used? One was malnutrition and the other one was overnutrition, right? So the overnutrition, but there's still malnutrition for vitamins and minerals. So I'll hand over to my colleague, Dr. Sachin. And if you have any questions, I'm going to be here the whole day and I will be watching your plate.
Thank you, Ryan, for a wonderful presentation. I'll just say 3 points. A visibly unfit doctor prescribing fitness or health to a patient is an oxymoron. Nobody's going to take you seriously. Second, a lot of data is available which is written by non-doctors. So we need to get out of our, we live in a very small world where we think that doctors know it all. That's not a fact. We need to get that information, not available in any medical textbook, but there's a lot of alternate literature. You got to figure it out, you got to read it out and make those changes. Third thing which I would request everybody is start looking at food labels. Teach your children to read food labels. That's the way ahead.